Hello, people. Today it's just Jack. I haven't recorded in like a month or two. I have been wanting to, but I don't know, I just haven't had the time. But I thought I would go ahead and play this game because it's pretty short from what I saw on itch.io, and it looks gorgeous. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. I also don't know anything about the actual story of it. I think that there's fairies in it. I'm not sure though, so without further ado, let's get in. On a night like any other, the fairy Pleione dreams until ooh, my. What? I guess I should look into whatever that was. Right, all dressed up and ready to go. She's adorable. What is? It was a big fancy pile of metal, unlike any Pleione had seen, stuck in the ground before her. The impact seemed to have created a crater. It's a big thing. Possibly a human thing? It looks like it was damaged. Probably got torn off from the bigger thing? I did hear more than one. I bet my sisters have checked in on those, so I guess I'll try to catch Millie at her house. Hey Mel, did you find a big hunk of metal like I did?
Pleione, you should say that I did, yes. I heard 3 noises.
Wrong one.
I heard 3 noises. Do you know how many pieces this thing is in? There were at least 3 larger pieces, and some smaller ones scattered about. There was also a human who had passed away.
What? How'd he die? Was he trying to do a suicide rush?
Beg your pardon? No, it wasn't suicide. I believe that his craft's landing gear failed to engage, causing him to crash.
Landing gear?
Of course. As you can see, it failed to properly descend from the moon without it.
It what?
It fell from the moon.
The moon?
Yes, the moon.
I didn't know mortals could go to the moon.
Pleione, they have been doing so for years now.
But Sakura never told me about them.
Who?
My pen pal from the moon.
Yes, the Lagomorph you told me about.
Lego? What? She's a bunny.
A Lagomorph is... Never mind. But you know, it might be possible for you to make it fly again.
What?
Of course, it would need rather comprehensive repairs first.
Oh.
And I think none of us have really the technical acumen to do so.
Oh. Wait. Maybe I could ask, Kikaya, since she's immortal. Maybe she knows about these. Kikaya?
Well, she is technically immortal, but...
Yeah, I'll do that right now. Thanks, Melia.
You are welcome.
It always feels nice to walk up the mountain.
Kikaya!
I think that's it. Fuzzy fairy, best friend. Kika, did you hear the noises last night?
Lots and lots of crickets, but that's not what you're talking about, is it?
No, a human thing fell from the moon and crashed in the forest.
What?
And I have a friend on the moon. You do? And I want to visit them. Hooray! So I need you to fix it.
What?
Fix the moon ship.
I'd love to, but I don't think I can do that.
Oh, but I thought you were really good at magicking things together.
These things are like super duper complicated. I mean, you know, I could probably do it, but I'd need like some extra help.
You have me.
I mean, something like a whole bunch of happy, positive goodwill vibes.
Goodwill?
Right, you know, just because I'm immortal and totally living in here and now, it doesn't mean like I know how a rocket engine is engineered.
Oh, really?
But I'm like super good at magic. I could be all like Shazam, and then it would be all like, yeah, I'm totally super fixed. Thanks, Kika. You are the best. So let's do it now. But, if I just went all Kajam like that, there wouldn't be much of a story, would there? A story? Haha, don't worry about it too much. Look, I'll work on a spell that should put it all together again. Haha, don't worry too much about it. Look, I'll work on a spell that should put it together again, probably. Don't worry about it too much. Look, I'll work on a spell that can put it together again, probably. But it's gotta be something like some really strong magic. I need you and some other people to really want it to succeed. My sisters really want me to My sisters really want me to succeed. Of course they do, but we need some extra special hyper rank limited edition wishing. Yeah. Wait, how would I do that? Well, obviously, you need to help them with their extra special hyper rank limited edition wishes too. Oh yeah, that was so obvious. I totally already knew that. I know, I can use my power to see into people's hearts to see what my sisters want. You can do that? As a guardian of the forest, it's one of my main powers. I'm supposed to use it to see if visiting mortals have bad intentions, but I'm sure this is a good cause as well. That's awesome. Use it to give them like the biggest favor they ever have gotten. The biggest favor? I can do it! I can look into their hearts and I'll give them a bigger favor than they've ever seen in 5,000 years. 5,000 whole years? At least that much. We don't really count. Wow, that's pretty amazing. That just makes me want to help. Wants me to make something so cool it'll be remembered for 5,000 years, or even more. But I totally can't do that with you standing around, so go help your sisters. Yes, ma'am! 5,000 years, huh? Good thing she never asked me to guess how old she was. Hello! Go away. Etana? Ooh, cute. What do you want? What is your innermost desire? You to go away and let me help. Let me nap. You're lying. Can't you look... Can't you look yourself? I sure can, but I figured I'd ask first. Leone concentrated on Etna, calling her on her ability of empathy to look into the deepest reaches of Etna's heart. I see. A wine bottle? Of course. All right, story time. I keep mixing them up. All right, story time, I guess. Story time? So, I think it was about 50 years ago. You remember my son, Aegonon? Sure do, he was such a cute baby. Right, well, as you know, when he finished growing up, he decided to stick to being a fairy and moved away. Yeah, I remember. I miss being called Aunt Pale. Aunt Play. Anyway, he moved to this island that has a vineyard, and 50 years ago he decided to send me a vintage from the area. Whoa, so cool! Except it never got here. What? Why? I don't know, but I think about it all the time. Can you imagine how well that wine's aged if it's intact? I'm not much of a wine girl, but I bet it's expensive. Exquisite. Fuck. Yeah, it's always on my mind. Really though, let's be real here. It's probably smashed or stolen or Drake already. So it's alright if you just find out what happened to it, really. Okay. I recall there being a mail from the post service. All our mail goes to Melia, so you should ask her and see if she has it archived. Gotcha, thanks. I was gonna go visit her to find out what she wants most anyway. Hey, wait though. What? Why do you want to help me out? You know the thing that crashed yesterday? I'm gonna use it to get to the moon. And I need your love and goodwill to power the magic Kikaya is gonna use to fix it. You're really, huh? Does that mean you want to quit being a guardian of this forest? Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, I get it. You really like the stars and sky after all. But is your family really not enough for you? Well, I mean, you and Melia mean a lot to me and all, but I'd never forgive myself if I gave up on this opportunity, you know? Well, if you say so, I guess. Thanks, Etna. I'll find that wine bottle for you. Yeah, sure. Yeah. small one. Let the ravages of the wind and weed mar your heart. Hey, Millie! Pleione, I see an image within your heart.
Whoops! God. I wish they would change something with the names, because I'm mixing them up so much.
I see an image within your heart. Don't you think that's the least bit rude? It's a book? But don't you have a lot of those? If you have nothing better to mock me, I suggest you leave. Sorry, but I want to find it for you. If you insist, it is a volume of verse written by a former love. That young man who was living with you? Why didn't he give it to you like that pocket watch you wear? The act of pouring one's soul unbared into the page is intensely personal and intensely private. He would not let me look until he had finished. But time took him from me before that could come to pass. He died? I thought he just left.
I do beg your pardon.
I would like to...
I would like to know. First of all, why do you feel the need to pry into my business?
I want to make you happy and to support me.
To support you with what?
Visiting my friend on the moon.
I suppose it cannot be helped that I should eventually need to take responsibility for planting the seeds of such an idea. Very well. I know not where the book is hidden, but I would very much like to see it returned to me. Unread.
Got it. Oh, and Etna mentioned something about a letter from the post?
Pleione, every letter we receive is from the post.
Oh, no, I mean the post office itself sent an apology to her for the parcel getting lost.
Oh, yes, of course. Just let me fetch it. A few minutes later, here it is. There's a lot of very formal apologies here that are both not interesting and not useful, but most importantly, they reported the last known location of the missing item. It's by Milkweed Forest. That's not far from here.
Oh, that's where Oberon and Titania live, right?
No longer, I fear. Titania gave her life to protect the Milkweed Forest from encroaching mortals.
Oh, what about Oberon?
The loss of his mate. It dwelt rather heavily upon his mind. He left the forest that had been his home to a place I know not of. Perhaps in breaking this pact with the forest, he has also spurned his immortality. Or perhaps he has formed a new pact and serves as a guardian elsewhere. Regardless, if you look there, you might find something.
Right. Thanks, Melia. I'll check it out later. Time to let Sakura know I'll be arriving soon. Sakura. Dear Sakura, how are things on the moon? We had a big human thingy drop from the sky last night. Melia says it's a ship that used to fly to the moon. I don't know how these things work, but Kikaya said that she can use some magic to fix it up if I get people invested enough in my success. I got the idea from Kikaya that maybe if I got my sisters what they wanted, that maybe then they'd want me to succeed in getting to the moon. But Etienne got upset that I was thinking of leaving, and I looked into Melia's head without asking and said some things that made her a bit mad. I'm not sure if I can succeed in this, but I'm going to try my hardest anyway. I hope I can see you soon. Love, Pleione. Alright, I made a copy with carbon paper, and time to burn it. The first time I sent Sakura a letter, it was on accident. I wrote a letter about, I don't remember, but I was upset and wanted to vent. Then I burned it because it'd be like burning my problems away. But then I found a reply in my house a few days later. To Miss Pleione of the Silk Forest. I apologize if you were not expecting an actual reply, but I felt it was appropriate. My name is Sakura, and I am a denizen of the heavens. If you envy, denizen of the heavens you envy so, residing on the moon. I noticed some unusual smoke in the atmosphere with a strong, sad sentiment and pulled together with my magic. I am a rabbit fairy, one among many that reside here on the moon. I work with my familiars and my fellow denizens to ensure that the moon keeps moving properly so that the tides in the human world will go regularly. And frankly, I'm bored out of my mind. Hardly anyone visits, and I have very little, if any, contact with the outside. I want to know what other people and places are like.
outside this secluded little satellite. So if you could continue to send me letters, I would very much appreciate it. Thanks for reading. Sakura. That was how I first met her. Well, if you could call it a meeting. Anyway, let's go get to searching. Wait, huh? There's a picture here on my desk of that poet sitting on the silk glades. I remember that was his favorite spot to write. Maybe his book was left there. What is it you got in your talons? I'm gonna have to cut it off here, but this is a cute little game. I'm probably gonna finish it in the next episode. So, yeah. Look forward to it. Bye, guys!